Hey guys, it's Garrett with Dr. Muscle, and back today with yet another review. Today we're going to be looking at Tonal. So Tonal's been around for a while. Most of you are probably aware of it. It's one of the many fitness mirrors. These are interactive pieces of fitness equipment. It looks like a big TV screen, and you should be able to see yourself through the reflection to help you with your form and whatnot. The screen will have a display where you can go through your workouts and everything, and there'll be a video of a personal trainer going through motions and whatnot. And that's what Tonal is. But Tonal is unique from other fitness mirrors because Tonal actually has two arms that come out that act like a cable pulley system. It doesn't use real weight. It uses electromagnetic resistance. Two arms come out and they can be put at various angles. Each arm can produce up to 100 pounds of weight. So it's either 100 pound per handle, or you can actually attach a bar and that will make the maximal weight 200 pounds. And then you use that to do your workout. So when this first came out, Tonal was a pretty big deal. It was very in the tech world and in the fitness world. It was going to revolutionize home workouts. And generally that's how it's been reviewed, as a piece of tech. And I personally don't really care about tech. Personally, I almost think tech makes working out more complicated. But at the same time, if I see a piece of tech that's going to help, that's going to benefit fitness, I'm going to say good things about that. So I wanted to actually take the time to actually look at Tonal. Does it actually provide benefits to improve someone's fitness, or is it just a piece of expensive tech that doesn't really do much? Did my research into it. I obviously didn't buy it because it's ridiculously expensive. We'll get into that. But I researched it, and this is my review. So as I mentioned just now, the first thing off the bat, elephant in the room, is Tonal is extremely expensive. This is a active investment, something you're going to need to sit down and work through your finances to see if you can afford it. Prices, so the machine itself is, at the time of this video, it's $3,995. They have what's called an accessory bundle, but it's not an accessory bundle. It's basically it's the attachments and the bench and everything you need to actually use Tonal. So they call it accessory, but it's more a necessity. $495, and then you need to pay for delivery and installation, and you can't do that by yourself. It voids the warranty, which is pretty common with these things. But that's $250. At the same time, you have the machine, but you also need to buy what's called the Tonal membership. The Tonal membership is what gives you access to the complete library of all the exercises, all the workouts, and so on and so forth. And that comes in at a cost of $49 per month. And for your first year, you must buy it. So I did the math, I forget, it's like $600 or something. So all in all, you're looking at above $5,000. Let's just call it $5,000 even. You're looking to use Tonal, you need to invest $5,000. They do have installments and all that good stuff, but that's a good chunk of money. So some people might say, well, I'll use it for a year, and then after the year I can stop the membership. And I was, from reading reviews, a lot of people did that, and they were kind of surprised by how much that membership actually gives you that you don't get when you stop paying. For example, there is no basic set of exercises, or there are no basic workouts that you can follow. So you're basically just paying for a very expensive set of cable machines. In addition, if you stop paying, you actually lose some of the functionality of the arms, the machine. For example, they have something called dynamic weight, which is actually pretty cool. It changes the weights, so they have like an eccentric mode, which will automatically increase the load when you're at the top of the rep to do slow eccentrics, which actually is pretty cool. But you lose that ability if you don't pay that membership. So you're really kind of stuck with that membership, or you're buying just an insanely expensive piece of cable machines. To be aware of is the max weight is pretty low. 200 pounds sounds like a lot. All of my clients I've ever worked with, except maybe some elderly, have reached that limit on at least a couple exercises. For example, squats and deadlifts. Most people are going to reach that 200 pound limit fairly quickly if they're doing proper progressive overload. I know guys who've never even been to the gym, and they come in and they're squatting more than 200 pounds. Same thing with deadlift. 200 pounds is very low for a deadlift. So someone may say, oh, those are just a few exercises, but those are your main exercises. And that and it's not just squat and deadlift. Bent over row, bench press. There's a lot of movements where I would think if I'm paying $5,000, I would want to be able to do my main exercises with plenty of weight. So that's one drawback, especially for your more serious lifter. And that doesn't mean you're trying to get into professional bodybuilding. That just means someone who's concerned about progressive overload and improving and progressing. The 200-pound limit is going to limit you fairly quickly. A lot of people. One drawback that I noticed, I was actually very surprised with, is that there is no personalized programs. All the programs you work through are basically pre-written workouts. On your basic app, they have different workouts for athletic performance, gaining strength, gaining muscle, losing fat, all that type of stuff. Personally, I don't like those. I think they definitely will work for people, but from my background in training, I like to write out personalized programs with long-term success in mind. It's much harder to make long-term goals when you don't really even know the smaller steps that are going to get you there. Now, you definitely can, so don't get me wrong, you can do it. I just think that using pre-written workouts is an inferior way to do it. At the same time, you can obviously do your own workouts on it as well. You don't have to follow the workouts. So that's another option. You can do it by yourself, but that requires you to have the knowledge to write out a proper program. Don't know what you're doing. This isn't going to give you a personalized program. I was very shocked by that. With that said, Tonal does a very good job of keeping their workouts, a secret. I looked everywhere. I couldn't really find a decent example of an entire workout. And so I can't comment directly on if the workouts are good or not. I tried to do as much research as I could. I saw a lot of mentions of kind of like circuit type sets, which a lot of these type of programs usually use. More kind of HIIT-based workouts, but again, I can't say for sure. However, I do know I looked through some of the descriptions of the workouts. They had like a beginner strength workout, it's like 2 weeks long. I'm not really sure what 2 weeks is going to do, but again, in general, I much rather prefer a long-term program that's planned to get you to an end goal. This goes back to the price. For $5,000, I would expect that to be part of the deal. In some way, you have an option to do a personalized program that you can run with long-term goals, etc., etc. If it wasn't priced so high, maybe I wouldn't be such a concern. Just with that price tag, I would think it would have the most professional options, which includes a truly personalized program using their AI system. There are also a lot of other complaints, smaller things like with the trainers. Some were said to be very annoying, very repetitive. Keep in mind, if you're a renter, this isn't going to be for you because you have to bolt Tonal into your wall. Obviously, it doesn't make it easy to just pack up and leave, not to mention any sort of damage that you'll need to fix in the wall. If you rent, or I guess if you rent short term, 3 months or whatever, it'll probably be pretty annoying. You can get a quality cable machine for half that. Those will definitely provide you more weight than 100 pounds per handle. A lot of them will be like 150 or 200 pounds per handle. Like the one selling point is it's compact, it's sleek, and so it doesn't take up a lot of room. However, again, researching, there were some people surprised about how much room it does take up when you kind of consider everything. But all that said, I do think it's worth it for a smaller group of people. These are people with people who have an extra $5,000 laying around and an incurring payment of $49 per month. Someone who doesn't they don't have a lot of time. There's someone who's only concerned with like general fitness. Again, you only have a 200 pound max. You're not going to be doing any crazy movements, but 200 pounds is enough to keep your basic fitness levels up for sure. However, the other point is that there's other quality apps which do act as a personal trainer and will give you long-term program. It'll walk you through the entire thing. It'll adjust as you need to go. Something like Dr. Muscle. Dr. Muscle is very much like a trainer in your pocket. It actually literally does give you a personalized program from the second you download it. You answer these intake questions similar to a real personal trainer, and it produces a legitimate program personalized for you. It's not like 1 out of 5 different pre-written workouts. It's made just for you. It was made by PhD holders, so it uses legitimate methods, training methods that any qualified coach is going to use. Guide you every step of the way. It's going to tell you what to do. You put in your input after your workout, and it'll adjust as necessary. It's basically the last app you really ever need to buy. So you pair that with a gym membership, significantly cheaper price. But at the same time, you can also use Dr. Muscle at your home. It has a home workout option where it's either like body weight only, or some basic equipment, say bands and a few dumbbells. And you can do that at your home. Adds videos, shows you exactly what to do, and that's going to be significantly cheaper than something like Tonal. Right now, Dr. Muscle has a 2-week risk-free trial, and that means you don't need to input your credit card information. You can just go there right now and try it out for 2 weeks, and then you can decide if you like it after that. So if you're thinking about, should I use Tonal, should I buy Tonal, I would go give yourself 2 weeks, go try out Dr. Muscle, and see if that's what you need. Save yourself $5,000. So that's my review of Tonal. It's cool, it's sleek. By the end of the day, I think it should offer more for $5,000, mainly that personalized program. And it would also be nice to see if they come up with some way to add more weight. Maybe that's even adding external weight, I don't know. But it'll never be sufficient for a serious fitness person. But that's my review. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.